Right, buddy, welcome back to your latest Manchester United news. We'll be talking Eduardo Camavinga to Manchester United and what that story means, and looking at the potential of him coming into the club. We've got some update on Elliot Anderson, Sandro Tonali, as well as some other things on Hoyland, which we'll talk about. We'll go through the latest Manchester United news in your summary. So, as you can see in the title, the first thing we'll be talking about is a shock move for Real Madrid midfielder Eduardo Camavinga. So, listen, this is what is being reported at the moment surrounding Eduardo Camavinga. So, Manchester United, or Real Madrid, sorry, have opened the door to selling midfielder Eduardo Camavinga this summer with a price tag of £45 million. Now, Camavinga, for me, is a fantastic midfielder, and I think he's someone who, before he even went to Real Madrid, was linked with a move to Manchester United. He still is only 23 years of age. He's a fantastic footballer, and listen, I don't know whether he's kind of unhappy at Madrid. I don't know how many games that he's played for them. I know he didn't start in their last Champions League game for them. He has a contract until 2029. Again, as I said, he is 2023. He is very versatile. He's played left back, centre mid, attacking mid, CDM, left mid. I think he is a very, very good profile. And as I said, in the league of the season, out of 19 matches he's played, he started 11, which is not many, getting one goal in that time. Now, he's not a midfielder that you look for to getting a goal, but he definitely is an option that you definitely would consider. And if Real Madrid have opened the door for £45 million, I definitely would consider it. I think he's a player that's very good on the ball, got a very good passing technique. He's still young and developing. Yes, he doesn't have Premier League experience, but he has multiple seasons at Real Madrid in the top flight and playing in the Champions League. He's probably won, I know he definitely has won one Champions League, so he has a lot of experience there. Would United be able to, I'm sure if he is to leave Real Madrid, he would have a lot of competitors. And would United be able to kind of persuade him to come in? I think United signing Camavinga does kind of rely on Manchester United getting Champions League football, which I think is something that hopefully a lot of United fans think can happen, and hopefully we can do that. I think he's one of those players there. But 45 million is a ridiculous price, and I'm seeing sort of top level midfielders go for that. Or he is a top level midfielder, and him kind of staying at Manchester United, leaving Real Madrid will be massive for Manchester United in terms of bringing him in. So listen, I think Camavinga is a top player. I think he does have a lot of quality. I think he has a lot of ability that I would love to see in a Manchester United shirt, and I definitely wouldn't mind seeing him at the football club. If we're looking at experience, we're looking at quality, we're looking at know-how, I think he is the sort of profile that you need. Now, where does he rank in terms of my midfielders? I don't think he's definitely the first choice, but he definitely would be high up there. I think we need someone who, I think Anderson's got to be high up there, Tonali's got to be in there, but Camavinga would be right towards the top. And as I said, the concern would be, do United have that sort of pull? I think if we do get Champions League, it does give us that sort of more revenue. And I think if we do get Casemiro, you get rid of Casemiro, you get rid of Ugarte, bringing someone that's 23 with a wealth of experience into the football club probably does make a lot of sense, and it probably is a good move to go for. Now, the concern would be, would he move to United, and why would he leave Real Madrid? Is kind of the big part of it, and I think that's something which United would have to look at to persuade him in. But yeah, Camavinga could potentially be on his move from United for as little as £45 million. He has a contract until 2029. I think he is kind of unhappy there because he's not playing many minutes. I think it's more Tchouaméni, Valverde. I know Brahim Diaz started the other games. But yeah, he's not starting many games, and if he is, he's obviously not happy. And if Real Madrid have opened the door, I'm sure there'll be a lot of European clubs interested in him. And if he was to leave, I think a Premier League move would probably be on the cards. And it is still insane that he is still only 23 years of age, because he seems like a player that's been around for years. I think he broke through, was it Rennes that he was at like 17 when he was so good, and United were linked to him then for such a cheap price, and he's gone to Real Madrid, and he's a fantastic player, and he's hit it up there. So yeah, I'm hopeful Manchester United can bring him in. Is he a priority midfielder? Probably not. There's not been too much concrete reports on him, only that little bit of story that's coming out from Spain about it, but it definitely is a conversation to have, and I think he does have a lot of ability that I would like in a Manchester United midfielder. Now, moving on to talk about some other things. Manchester United are considering some move for Nico Williams to strengthen the left wing. Athletic Club could be open to talks around his €90 million release clause. Now, Nico Williams was apparently very close to going to Barcelona last summer. I think Nico Williams is a very, very good player. He is still relatively young. I think he's 23. He's a very good player. He plays on the left, can play on the right as well. Again, he was linked to Arsenal as well at some point. I think he's someone who eventually, I mean, I don't know, is he one of those players that stays his whole career at Bilbao, and despite all the moves to top level clubs, he just remains there? Or is he one of those players that actually does move and goes on to join a top level Premier League club? We don't know. But I think Nico Williams as a player there, I think United are definitely in talks for a left winger. Who we go out and get is still up for grabs, and there's a lot of talks about it. I think Nico Williams is a very good profile. He's fast, he's energetic, he's a typical left winger in terms of he likes to stay out wide and cut inside, which is something that I think we need. And I think, yeah, the talent is certainly there. Again, I don't know if Athletic Club are going to let him go, and obviously £90 million is being touted about, which is just not right. I don't think he's a 90 mil worth player. He's still got a lot of talent and developing to do, but he's someone who I would definitely put on the list. In terms of De Ligt, there's been some more reports there about Matthias De Ligt. This is what's been said on him, which we'll talk about now. So Matthias De Ligt is currently obviously going through a back injury, and Manchester United defender Matthias De Ligt has been doing gym work and rehab this week. One source says he had been through hell with concerns internally with him. The 26-year-old has been close to returning several times from injury, but keeps getting setbacks, plus aggravating his injury. Listen, I think De Ligt is United's best player. I'm concerned about the injury that he's getting, and with a recurring injury. Is he someone that I think needs to be replaced immediately? No. I know a lot of fans have been talking about him potentially being replaced, which I don't think is right. I think if we look at De Ligt, he's got a wealth of experience, he's got a quality, but it goes back to the point that I made about Martinez. Availability is the best availability. Is the best ability, and he's not available enough at the moment. And he has had quite a few injuries at United. Now, he's not someone I'd consider injury prone, but if the persistent injuries continue to keep up, I'd definitely look at selling him. Now, Michael Carrick did his presser earlier today, and he said that he didn't really give an update. He just said he's still out really, and there's no kind of real time frame of when he is going to be back. It's just that he keeps having setback after setback, which, on a personal level is concerning for De Ligt. I hope he can return soon, because I think he has a massive part to play in this team, especially when we go over Europe. I think he is one of United's best centre-backs. In terms of defending, I think he probably is. Now, the next thing, Napoli will trigger €44 million release clause for Højlund, as always reported. Director Manor confirms there are no doubts Rasmus will stay. We have an obligation to buy from United in case of UCL access, but he's in our plans regardless of this condition. So it looks like Højlund's going to get that permanent move for to Napoli, which is good for him on a permanent basis. I think United just never worked out for Højlund. It was never going to kind of work out. I mean, he had good spells at the club, he had good moments at the club, but ultimately he wasn't a player that was to be at Manchester United, and I wish him all the best for his move at Napoli. I think it's a good bit of money for United. It's not obviously profit on what we got on him, but it's definitely something you'd consider, and hopefully something that United can reinvest into the squad, because we do need that sort of money to invest into the midfield, which I'm sure United will hopefully use well. But yeah, that has been your latest update. There's not kind of been too much to kind of discuss really, and we'll talk about the Villa game tomorrow. But yeah, this has been your kind of latest update. Let me know your thoughts on Camavinga. Would you bring him into the club, as well as all the other stories?